everybody, because we got some new folks here tonight, let me just give a quick thumbnail, just let you know that Joe has actually created several large organizations in several different companies, and there was one that I always used to talk about him doing, but he just delivered this piece of information. One of the many organizations that Joe built, he actually built in about 4 months. Okay, and he built a sales force of over 20 or just about 2,500 distributors, and he did it with nothing but calling leads and digging down to his warm market. At the time, he was moving from another company. He was protecting that organization, and he did not bring anybody over. He started from scratch and did it all with what we're going to be teaching here in this course. That's pretty amazing to me. And in addition to that, I mean, there's some other things that Joe has done. I mean, sponsored 103 people in just 32 hours with a $200 initial investment using our technologies here. Also built two sales teams simultaneously in just under 2 years, encompassing about 10,000 distributors. Just wanted to throw that out there, Joe, and give let people kind of know who you are and what makes you so qualified to teach this course and be somebody that's an amazing coach.
Awesome. Dean, thank you so much for that. I very much appreciate all of that. And thank you for all of you that are taking time to be here, that are committing to our 21-day challenge here. You're going to prospect every day at least 30 minutes. I've seen most of you saw my video I sent out this morning. So let's get right into this. What is mastering the science of prospecting and recruiting? And we could also add in there duplication. But for the sake of today, we're going to focus mainly on prospecting and recruiting. And one of the things that I really want to make sure that we do our best, almost like I have this super high-powered vacuum. I want to suck all the limiting beliefs out of your head around your own ability to prospect, recruit, and build a team. And regardless of what leads we're talking about, whether it's I've called home business leads, I've called networkers, I've called leads from ads, I've called my warm market, I've called my people's warm market. Listen, there's all different types of leads, and we're going to get into that. But one of the first absolute commitments that you must make is that the past does not equal the future. If you keep taking your past baggage and your past struggles and, oh yeah, I tried that before, it doesn't work, and oh yeah, I called leads before, that doesn't work. If you're going to bring any of that to here today and going into tomorrow, you're right, it won't work, because our beliefs are a self-fulfilling prophecy. So whatever you believe, you will create. Whatever you believe, you will create. So you've got to make sure you also look around at the people you're hanging out with. And if you're hanging out with people that tell you, hey, this isn't going to work and that doesn't work, and oh yeah, I've tried that and that doesn't work. I mean, I had a legend in this industry tell me, Joe, if you call leads and you build a team that way, it's not going to be duplicatable and it's not going to work. And I'm not going to say his name, I don't embarrass him, but he told me that. He said, it's not going to work. I've been in this business 30 years. You know nothing. You've been in a couple years. You're broke. You don't know anything. I know everything. And I had a guy tell me that, and 4 months later, I made him eat his words. Because 4 months later, I had 2,500 people from scratch, like Dean shared with you. Now, there's no way I would have been done that if I would have believed his opinion, or I would have taken past baggage of struggling into that company, but I didn't. I released it all. And we're going to talk today more about that, releasing the baggage, releasing your past struggles. Okay? You can't say it doesn't work when it's already working for tons of people. Okay, that just hasn't worked for you, and it's because you haven't had the right recipe. All right, so let's get into it here. Okay, so prospecting types. All right, we're going to go through kind of 6 different types of prospects. So if you can follow me over on the left-hand side, you see prospect types. First, you've got your warm market, right? People we know, and so we've got your warm market, and then we have your team's warm market. Okay, so we're going to be talking about those 2 types of prospects today. Then underneath that, we have cold market. These are people we don't know. Okay, doesn't make them cold calls. They're people we don't know. It's a cold market. Okay, these are business opportunity leads, which are leads of people that are answering ads online saying I'm interested in a business opportunity. And then you can see next to that are self-generated leads. Leads you generate from different types of ads, which could be road sign ads, ads in the newspaper, online ads. So the point is that they responded to your specific ad. And then the ice market are the market of saying these people never requested anything, and you're just this is a cold call. True cold call is calling someone that didn't request anything. So you got a genealogy list, or maybe you've got some professionals online or out of the newspaper or whatever, and you're cold calling business cards, professionals, or MLMers. Okay, so we're going to talk about each type and what it means to you. we're going to talk about, trust, respect, your skill level, advantages, disadvantages. So let's look at the first one here up right on top that says teams. Okay, your team's warm market are truly your best leads. Okay, these are the best leads, and this is an area you want to master, calling. Now let me share with you why they're the best leads to call. Okay, number one, you have trust. You have trust because when you call, you're calling saying, we have a mutual acquaintance, Dean Mitzel. We have a mutual acquaintance, Dean Mitzel. As soon as they say Dean's name, if he knows that Dean gave his number to me, then we've got trust because I trust Dean, so therefore you can trust me. You immediately start off on a trust path. Okay. Next, you've got respect because the person doesn't know you, and as long as you're speaking from a place of confidence and you say, listen, Dean got into business with me because of what our company is doing, it may or may not be something for you to look at. Okay, you've also got respect as well. Right off the bat, you're starting out with trust and respect. Okay, and it's actually easy because we're going to teach you different approaches through this course, but it's easy to talk to these people because you already have trust. And you don't have to tell them anything. You just have to get them in front of information. So you just have to learn the proper approach, but these leads are easy to call from a skill level. Okay, what's a great advantage is that this is the fastest way to get a surge of new recruits in your business. I remember several times myself and also clients I've trained and networkers on my team I've trained where people have recruited 5, 8 people, 10 people in a day, in one day. Now, how could that be possible? Because we're calling up a friend's warm market and we've got trust and respect off the bat. So all it is it just has to be where when they go look at the information, they go, wow, this is the information. I mean, this is really cool. And if Dean's doing it and they like the value of the presentation and they could see themselves even working on a part-time basis, yeah, I'll do it. Okay, and so it's the speed at recruiting is the highest. That's one of the advantages. The disadvantages is it's limited, okay, and they're not necessarily looking for something. So that's the disadvantage, all right? But truly, these are the best leads. And anyone where I've had a builder come in and do $50,000, $100,000 a month in volume in my group, which I call a builder or a leader, that person has always come from the warm market of somebody else's warm market, and usually that was a couple layers deep. The warm market of someone's warm market of someone's warm market. And the more you dig down, usually the better people you find. So we could go further into that, but for the scope of today, let's not. Let's go down to the second one, the orange. Your warm market, okay? The great thing about your warm market is you have trust, but you don't have respect. You don't have respect because they know you. They know you when you had too much to drink that one night. They know you when you crashed your car. I mean, they know you. They know your flaws, okay? They know your faults. You've gotten too chummy with them. So you don't have respect with them. With most of them. You may think you do, you may hope that you do, but a lot of them you don't have respect with. Okay? But you do have trust. So you just have to get them over to someone that you do respect. This is where, again, with the right approach, you can go to them and you can share the opportunity with them, but you have to do it in a proper way. The skill level here is it's almost more like a medium skill level. This is where I encourage you to give your list to your upline to have your upline call through versus you call through your whole list at first. Okay? You can go back to your list later when you have confidence and skills and the ability to communicate with them. Okay, let's go on to an advantage. A huge advantage is obviously you have a lot of trust. These are people you've known for a long time. You know how to reestablish that trust if it's been a while. So they know you care. So they know you're not going to intentionally give them something that's bad for them. The disadvantages, again, is there's limitations here and the people are not looking. Okay? So when people say to me, Joe, what leads should I work in order? Well, I would say go work your team's leads first. Next, work your own warm market. And if you feel like I really don't have any of those leads to call, then the next best lead are business opportunity leads, like we're asking many of you to call. Okay, so let's go into business opportunity leads, the yellow. Business opportunity leads, you don't have trust, you don't have respect, you got to establish it. And if you carry yourself well, you can establish it fairly well. Okay, the skill level is, it's easy to get going, but you've got to get to more of an intermediate level before you're going to get really good. But it's easy to get going. I mean, right off the bat, when someone brand new starts in the business, you can give them 100 leads and have them start calling immediately. And I've seen people sign people up their first week because they're calling and they're excited. And they just get people in front of the information or they get them over to you. You use your credibility and your closing skills to close them for them. All they're doing is inviting, calling and inviting, calling and inviting. There's no emotional weirdness between them and their friends. There's none of that. And so I've seen people, again, within their first week of calling leads, just being excited and following a process and getting them on the phone with me or someone, a leader in our group. And so, it's awesome. It's from an advantage standpoint. The people have a desire because they actually specifically requested to call them. Of course, we know most of the leads are not people we want to work with. But the point is they raise their hand in some way saying, hey, someone give me a call. You have unlimited access to these leads. I mean, these leads are unlimited. You could have as many as you can possibly call every day. The disadvantages is it's a little bit slower with a pipeline. Okay, pipeline meaning you have a series of events you take the prospects through. Sometimes you have a sizzle call, then you have a presentation, you get them back on the phone, maybe they want to get a little more information. Usually what they're saying is, I don't trust you yet, we just met, so I need more information. Usually they don't need more information, they need to know you care about them. So it's a little slower, and that's the disadvantage because it takes time to build trust with them. Okay, so this is where frequency of contact, autoresponders, we'll talk more about that. Let's go to the next best lead. Next best lead is a lead that you generate. Okay, now we could go back and forth and say, well, self-generated leads should be better. And, we could go back and forth, and maybe for you they are better, but what's great is you have there's sometimes if they remember answering your ad, right, there's a little bit more trust established because they answered your specific ad. So you get to start, this is a great example as we teach you how to run ads on Craigslist. They answer your specific ad, so right off the bat, it's a little bit warmer of a call. Okay, you don't have respect. Your skill level needs to be higher. And when you go to start generating leads, the advantage is they're a little warmer. The disadvantage is it costs money. It takes time. There's a lot more energy that has to go into generating your own leads, and most people simply don't have the time. And one of the biggest things that's going on across our industry right now is what's called like a funded proposal and pay-per-click, and all these network marketing, geniuses on the internet are teaching network marketers, here's how you can generate your own laser targeted leads on Facebook or whatever, right? And I mean, even I fell into that for a moment, and I realized I had a whole group of people wasting time messing around on Facebook, and nobody was talking to anybody. If you're not talking to people that have a potential to join you, you're not doing the business. Plain and simple. Okay? Self-generated leads are great, but you have to put time and energy towards generating the leads, and you better be good, or that time and money you put into it is going to be wasted. Okay? Let's move on to MLMers. Okay? MLMers, for those of you that were in our class last month, I called networkers right in front of you. Okay? There's no trust, there's no respect. Your skill level has to be pretty high. The advantage is there's like-mindedness there. So if you catch them at the right time in their life and they're open to businesses, they'll look at it, and you don't have to convince them on the industry. So that's an advantage. The disadvantage is it's a true cold call. They didn't request you to call, and again, you're starting from ground zero with them. Okay, let's move to the last one, professionals. There's a kind of a friend of mine who for a long time has been selling how to call professionals and how to recruit professionals. And although his concept does work, and I won't say his name here, the reality is the masses cannot call professionals. They don't have the posture, they don't have the confidence. You got to have a high level of confidence and communication skills and posture to be able to call up dentists and doctors and real estate professionals. And you've really got to know what you're doing. The advantage is you get a higher quality of prospect. The disadvantage is they're not requesting you. Rejection is high, and they'll eat you up. And if you beat yourself up enough or let them beat you up enough, you'll be out of business quick. I mean, you'll be scared to pick the phone up. Okay, so I just want to run through all these with you so you realize that when you got in this class, it's not just all we're going to do is call business opportunity leads and that's all we're going to do, because that's not all we're going to do. Okay, you want to look at this and understand that maybe eventually you do want to be able to know how to call all 6 different kinds of leads. But let's start at the top and work our way down from the top. Okay, let's start with the best leads and work our way down. A lot of you have said, I've been through my people's warm markets, or I don't have a team. And then others of you said, you know what? I've already called my warm market. So you're on number 3, business opportunity leads. So let's master that process before we start going off into a bunch of other crazy places down below, which the rejection is going to be a lot higher. Okay, so hopefully that answers a lot of questions, because I've had a lot of people ask me recently about different prospect types and who to call. Now you have a really great map here. Let's move on. The prospecting mindset. So what does it really take? What's the mindset that it really takes? So first, the mindset is I am the prize. Okay, I'm selective, I am the prize. You need me, I don't need you. If you come from a place where you need them, or you're coming from a neediness place, or I got to get this recruit so I can pay my light bill, and I really got to hit this quota, or we're having a promotion right now and I really got to get it. If you have any neediness at all in you, you're really going to repel the person. Okay? Think of any date you've ever been on, or if you can remember back to when you were dating. If someone was smothering you, did that make you like them more or like them less? So you've got to let people know you're selective. You work with a group of highly successful people. I work with a company that did $320 million last year. I mean, know what your company does. Have a few statements that you can say to add some credibility, and know that you are the prize, meaning you're a valuable person to get into business with. And we'll share more on this, but this is an attitude, and you've got to operate like you are the prize. You need me, I don't need you. Now, you don't say that directly to them, but that's your attitude, okay? Let's move on, okay? Life-changing. You have to believe that your opportunity is life-changing. And one of the most difficult parts about this is it hasn't changed our life yet. I mean, if you look at how much money you've put out and you look at how much money that you've actually received back, which a lot of people do, or they look at how big their team is, most of you would feel pretty disappointed right now watching this video or this webinar, okay? You would feel pretty disappointed if that was the measuring stick. Wouldn't you? If you look at all the time, all the energy, all the money you put out, and then you look at how much money you've gotten back, how big your team is, okay? Are you disappointed? Be honest. What if I told you that was the wrong measuring stick? That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? So you can't judge where you're at right now, no matter where you're at right now. You can't judge where you're at right now. You've got to realize that there's people around you in your company, some more talented, some less talented, some with more heart, some with less heart. But there's people around you in your company, less talented, with less heart, less determination, a smaller why than you, and they're doing great because they were coachable and committed. They were coachable to follow a process. They were committed enough to be consistent. And there's an area there maybe that it's not your time yet, or there's one piece you're missing. And so you haven't had that breakthrough moment yet. You haven't recruited that one person that went off and built a big team. But here's what you got to remember is if you look around you, there's enough success around you to borrow that success, to borrow the idea that your future is guaranteed. And you've got to realize that the company you're a part of, it's already changing thousands of lives. You just have to open up your eyes. So get out of your own way and stop thinking, if this is you thinking this way, maybe some of you don't think this way, but get out of your own way if you're thinking, well, it hasn't done that much for me. Sure, I'll be more confident when I'm making 5 or 10 or 20 grand a month, but it hasn't done that much for me. Look at when you started, look at where you are today, and look at how your mindset's changed. Look at how your communication skills have changed. Look at how it's opened you up to new possibilities, new ways of thinking. I think when you consider how much you've changed as a person, not how much your bank account has changed, you'll start to realize, you know what? I've grown. And I am growing, and I do see a bright light at the end of the tunnel, and I do see other people in the company doing very well, and I know I'll get there. You've got to come from that place. If someone says, Joe, what are you calling about? I have a life-changing opportunity. Is that something you're looking for, Tom? Is it going to change everyone's life? No, not everyone's committed, not everyone's coachable. But if you're coachable and committed, you will be. Let's look at number 3. Prospecting daily is life or death to your business. I mean, this is something I can't say enough to you, okay? This is why I sent you a video today about this as well, from many of you that are on my email list. Your core daily task is to sift, connect with the people that you like, and then invite those people to look at your business. That's your core task. If you're not doing that every day, your business will die soon. Just like if a pilot doesn't fly an airplane every day, okay, or he takes days off, weeks off, all right, he's not going to be able to be a pilot for very long. If a barber stops cutting hair, he's not going to be a barber for very long. You have to do the core daily task every single day. If you're not going to do the core task, then go do something else. That's the bottom line. So that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, MSIG, that means my success is 100% guaranteed. You've got to operate every day. This is another belief that you own. All these are beliefs, okay? That's what this is. Successful people have successful beliefs. What's a belief? It's a feeling of certainty. You must feel certain that your success is 100% guaranteed. 100% guaranteed. How do you know? Look around you again in the industry. Look around in your company. If you are committed and you prospect every day and you're coachable and willing to grow and willing to get feedback from mentors, how could you fail? You won't. You will make it. We don't know when, but you will make it. If you give yourself not just 1 year, but 3 to 5 years, and you're coachable and committed, you'll make it. You'll either be at 5 grand a month or 100 grand a month, but you'll be somewhere in there. Okay? You've got to operate your business like your success is guaranteed, because if you don't, then you'll procrastinate, you'll take days off, weeks off, and we all know you'll dabble. You'll dabble and waste your own time, your own money, and you'll waste your own future. You've got to know what you want, and you've got to know you'll succeed. Again, this is a belief you must adopt. Okay? Let's go over the last 3. Excited, confident, and having a sense of urgency, all right? When you go to prospect and talk to people about your business, okay, on a scale of 1 to 15, you better be at a 13, 14, or 15th as far as your excitement level. If you're not excited, they're not going to be excited. They're not going to feel your excitement. So make sure you check your temperature, and if you're not excited, then do something to change your state. Do something to get yourself excited. focus on whatever it does to get you excited. Play some music, do some jumping jacks, do whatever you got to do. Call up someone in your upline, tell me a success story. I've got to get my mind right, but get yourself excited. Otherwise, no one else is going to be attracted to you. You've got to be confident. And the biggest thing you got to be confident in is that you're a great person to get in business with. You know, maybe you can't be confident yet in your process, or maybe you're not 100% confident that you know how to make money or you know how to train somebody. But what you can be confident is that you're a great person to get into business with, just like you'd be a great friend to have. You know, and why could you say that? Well, I'm loyal, I'm hardworking, I care, I'm responsive. You know, I do. You could go on a million different characteristics about yourself, but you've got to know that you've got to be confident you're a great business partner. The more confident you are, the more the other person will respect you. Okay? And your confidence, of course, is going to grow the more you respect yourself. And let's go to the last one, is changing your life in urgent matter. Not just yours, but the prospect. Does it appear like it's an urgent matter to them? Because if it's not urgent, when you say, well, I'm going to send you some information, when can you look at it? And it's Monday, and he goes, well, I'll look at it this weekend when I get some time. Then it's not an urgent matter. So you've got to operate with a sense of urgency. You know, when you're talking to a prospect, ask them, can you look at this information right now if I send it over to you? Can you look at it right now? No, I can't. Can you look at it later this evening? No, I can't. Can you look at it first thing in the morning? There has to be the sense of urgency. Don't put everything off till tomorrow, and don't let them dictate when they're looking at it. If they don't have a sense of urgency and you don't have a sense of urgency, then you're going to have a very difficult time bringing people in. It's all just going to be left up to chance. Okay? So just kind of quickly look over this and identify which one of these beliefs, which one of these areas would you say are you the weakest in? You know, which one have you maybe not even adopted yet? Maybe you haven't adopted I am the prize. Maybe you haven't really realized that, you know what, I do have a life-changing opportunity. It's life-changing. It's life-transforming. You know, I haven't been operating like prospecting daily is life or death. I haven't been operating like my success is guaranteed. I'm waiting to see signs that my success is guaranteed. I'm not going to operate that till I see signs. Well, that's the cart before the horse. Okay. All right, let's move on. Prospecting tools. Okay. Now, I can tell you a lot of tools, but let's just get down to the basic, most important tools. Okay. Some of this is review for some of you, but some of you, this is going to be eye-opening. Okay. Number one, the live calling system that we designed about 4.5, 5 years ago and raised $8.5 million to build, our Cytolink fastdialing.com calling system. A lot of you have no idea what's gone into this system over the last 5 years. It increases your performance by 300 to 400%. It makes you more energy efficient, meaning you can prospect for a longer period of time because you're not leaving voicemails and expending energy dialing the phone. You're not physically or emotionally exhausted because you don't have to do all these monotonous tasks. Okay? It's a training tool because you can whisper in your team or one person to listen to you prospect. You can record your calls and then play them back for people. So it becomes a training tool as well. And it's also a lead management tool. It helps you know who to follow up with, how to follow back up. So it does all this, and it's all in one simple to use, easy system. Okay? That's why our system, there's a few of you that have your own dialer, there's a few that don't even have our dialer or our live calling system. You want to get it right away. You want to get it right away because it just makes sense. It's like, imagine this. Imagine that we're going to go and run a marathon. And all of a sudden there's breaking news and they say, listen, all of you that are going to run a marathon, if you guys want, for $50 to $100, for $50 to $100, you can buy a bike, okay? And by the way, the first 10 people to make it across the finish line get $1 million, okay? First 10 people to make it across the finish line. Everyone's going to run except for the people that are going to invest $50 to $100 a month and actually get a bike. So you can ride a bike and you can compete against all the other people running. So if you're still hand-pecking at the phone or using an inferior type of calling system or dialer, again, you are going to lose the race. All right, and the race isn't against everyone else, but the race is against you and your time, right? Before you run out of energy, before you run out of money, you don't want to run out of time. So this is just a kind of a simple analogy that, hey, if I could get a bike, I'm going to get a bike and go and ride the race where everyone else is walking and running, okay? Let's move on, okay? You've got to make sure you've got some type of 24/7 video presentation from your company, okay? So this is something where you want to tap into your upline leadership. You want to tap into people's sideline when you're at conferences. Find out what videos, what presentations, what recorded webinars, what are people using? Do I have the best one? A lot of times we just only take what's given to us instead of actually seeking out the best. Seek out the best. Seek out the best video presentation tool that your company has to offer. Maybe it has an amazing recorded conference call. Next convention you go to, be interviewing everybody. Find out what's the best. Okay. In addition to that, you want to know all the different tools that are available. You've got 3-minute sizzle calls. If you go to YouTube and search under your company, you may find videos you didn't even know existed that you could be using every day. And you want to make sure when you are using video presentations or recorded webinars that you're setting up the prospect as if it was a live event. So you're not just emailing them and saying, hey, take a look at this, get back to me whenever. I mean, I've got a whole training in the back of our Prospect and Lead Training Center. I think it's only 7 minutes long, where I specifically go through, this is exactly how you set them up. But what you do is you treat the recorded presentation as if it was live. So if you're going to send someone to a live event, you call them just before the time of the event, make sure they had the info to get on, and you'd meet with them right after, right? And that's why live events are so powerful. Live hotel meetings, actual live events are powerful because you're inviting the guest, you're meeting, you're getting them to the event, and then you can talk to them right after. So you want to set up that same environment even with recorded presentations. And last but not least, video email we've been using now 3.5, 4 years. Facebook came out, obviously, years ago as well. You want to start to incorporate these two tools to increase trust and rapport, to create stronger connections with people. When I talk to leads that I like, I go, hey, are you on Facebook? And I'll immediately go and send a friend request to them. Okay, if I hadn't already done that, I'll do that. I'll also follow up with a video email so that they can see me and see I'm a real person. It makes me more real. I'm not just a voice at the other end of the telephone. I'm not just some shyster that I could be a shyster on the other end of the phone. I can see this guy. I can see his kids. I can see him talking about his kids. I can see the genuineness and the passion and it looks to me like this is an honest person. When you meet someone, you get this feeling if you can trust them or not. Well, that's magnified immensely if you actually get to meet them in person versus talking on the phone and only going off their voice. Okay, and then additionally with video email, we have real-time tracking. I know each and every one of you that watched the video I sent out earlier today. I know who watched it. I called some of you. For those of you that I did, I called you on the spot right when it came in. I clicked on your number. It dialed you right up. I mean, to be able to know when your prospects are watching your videos and then be able to call them in a timely fashion is powerful. So I want to share these three, because these are the three core tools you got to have in addition to business opportunity leads. Now let's go on and look at really kind of the last part of this presentation, and that's the 5 different skills that you must really hone and move towards mastery in, okay? And really think about which one is the weakest for you as I quickly cover these. So prospecting, right? Prospecting, if I define it as simple as I can, it's the ability to sift, sort, and qualify prospects with speed and precision, okay? It's the ability to quickly move through people to find people of like mind, people you want to work with, and people that are actually worth your time to follow up with and get in front of information. Some people are worth enough just to send them something and put the ball in their court, see if they bounce it back. And other people that you really like and really qualify based on key criteria, and this goes for any type of business, that person is worth a little different way. They're worth a follow-up appointment and showing up at the appointment and emailing or calling to solidify the appointment. They're worth extra energy because they qualify. Okay, so that's what prospecting is. It's that ability to sift, sort, and then we've got connect. Part of the prospecting process is connecting. Now, connecting is a word I like better than the word rapport. Okay, we've all heard rapport many, many times. Rapport is a responsiveness in a relationship, but I like the word connecting better personally because it's the ability to create the know, like, the trust, the rapport, and a safe environment for a flowing dialogue. Kind of like if you're sitting down with your best friend over a cup of coffee or peach Snapple or your favorite beverage, and you're having a nice conversation and it's just warm and you're just both talking, you're both relaxed with each other. Okay, it's a safe environment. The person begins to feel like they know you, they can trust you. Okay, so that's connecting. That's the ability. There's an ability there. You can connect with people in seconds with just matching their energy, their body language, matching their tonality of their voice. Credibility, the ability to establish yourself as an authority, and your opportunity as unique and legitimate. Your opportunity has to be unique. There can't be anything else out there like it. And you've got to know why it's unique. It's got to be legitimate. You should all know what your company did as far as sales last year. If you don't know that, find out. You got to have a couple facts. Are you publicly traded? Do you have a ticker symbol? How much gross sales did your company do last year? Find out as much factual documentation about your company to prove it is a legitimate company. Are you with the Better Business Bureau? Know as much as you can about your company so that there's times when you can drop a point or a fact, and that's going to make an imprint on the person you're working with. See, you get to leverage off the legitimacy of your company. Instead of you just being somebody working from home in your own home, no, you're partnered with a rock-solid, debt-free company that did $328 million last year. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ. Here's our ticker symbol. You want to know that stuff, okay? And you also have to realize that to be an authority, you've got to carry yourself with some posture in the conversation. You've got to be in control. You've got to be the one asking the questions, okay, not answering the questions. Compelling. The ability to influence, disturb, and motivate another to take action through your pipeline. So compelling is a process of moving a person from this first call or from Facebook to a phone call or from this phone call to your website, from your website to get some more information over here to a three-way call. There's a process that naturally takes place, and some people require more than others. That process is called your pipeline. Your ability to move somebody through that pipeline and build trust and connect through that pipeline, that's the ability to compel. When you're compelling, people are excited to look for your email. I've had people calling back going, hey, you told me that you sent that email. Hey, you haven't sent it yet. Where's that email at? Okay, that's when you're good at compelling. That's what happens. People show up at appointments. You know, a lot of our coaching clients end up with an 80% show up ratio at appointments, or at least a call back to reschedule. And then the last skill is closing. Now, what's great about this is that if you've got someone in your upline that can close for you, you don't have to be very good at closing. You don't have to be good at all. You just get them on your, get them on the phone with your upline. Let him do the closing. Okay, let him do the validation call and close and ask for the sale. But some of you don't have that luxury. And some of you also want to just be, if you believe you have the ability to learn this, I believe you all can, you want to be able to close your own sales at times because you want to be able to close your people's sales. That's the real thing. It's not so much about closing your own sales, your own recruits. It's about being able to do it for your people. That's going to give them a lot more confidence. You're the leader they're looking to follow. And the biggest part of closing is realizing I've got to make it their idea to want to get started with me. I want to make it their idea. And you've got to feel comfortable asking for the money. And this is where a lot of people feel uncomfortable. This is where there's a lot of fears here around asking people for money. Well, what if it doesn't work for them? Then I'm responsible. And there's a whole childhood dynamic of the conversation you had with your parents about money that still plays true in the closing process today. So as you look over these 5, which is your missing link? I mean, if you're brand new here, did you know all these 5? Do you realize that here's are 5 different targets that you've got to throw darts, and eventually you're going to hit bullseyes. If you throw enough darts at the target, you're going to get good enough to hit the bullseyes on all 5. Once you start getting near the bullseye, your prospecting recruiting ratio, your ability to put time in and have new people join your business will go through the roof. So what are you missing? What did you receive today? Okay, this is where I'm going to kind of open it up and hear from some of you. What did you guys actually receive today? I want to unmute it. Go ahead and raise your hand. Let's bring some of you guys out here. But what did you pick up today? Here was my goal. My goal was to kind of give you this rundown, almost like a checklist, if you will, of the most important components of you mastering the science of prospecting and recruiting. I want you to master that science. I want you to see kind of like a checklist. That's really what we went through here, the core components. So you could say, you know what? Man, no, I haven't been operating like that. You know what? I am weak in this skill. You know what? I haven't been using the dialer. I've been hand-pecking my leads. I haven't been using video email. Why would I do that? I'm just sending plain text emails. Okay? We're sharing with you what works and is working for hundreds of our clients. And you can, again, model what we're doing and model the results, or you can try to reinvent the wheel and come up with your own special sauce. I guarantee the Kentucky Fried Chicken will not come out the same way. Introducing Transforming Entrepreneurs, an elite group of leaders and legends sharing timeless fundamentals and cutting-edge strategies to empower all network marketers worldwide on the hard and fast truth of what it truly takes to succeed in network marketing in the digital age. My name is Joe Severson. I'm the founder of this group and the CEO and founder of Optimus International, a success mentoring company dedicated to see entrepreneurs and network marketers' dreams come true. Now let me welcome you to the double-edged sword of the digital age. With many forces at work, the brand new economy, influx of social media, false gurus showing up everywhere, complex technology, and misguided leadership, they've all combined to form a massive turbulence. When looking closely, you'll see that this turbulence is causing network marketing organizations worldwide to lose their balance and some to even crash and burn. I consider you to be objective for a moment and really take a look at what's happening around our industry. Confusion, distraction, and excessive deal chasing is becoming the norm. It's really about time for a solution. The solution? Well, it's proven leaders banding together to expose fraudulent tactics and transform networkers' mindsets and their daily focus on a 100% duplicatable, revenue-producing activities. Wherever you see this logo, Transforming Entrepreneurs, you can rest assured the content is 100% free. It's safe and universal. There'll be no pitching, cross-line promoting, or sharing any MLM company names. And always we'll be sharing duplicatable methods. Share our content, our Facebook group, and our cause, and you can be part of the solution.